The weather on Zog is quite unusual. We experience colorful meteor showers instead of rain, and the sky changes shades based on the energy levels of our twin suns. The temperatures can vary greatly, but the vibrant landscapes are always filled with bioluminescent plants. What type of weather do you enjoy most on Earth?
Today we're going to be wiring up the motor control board, and it consists of a buck converter, 12 volt to 5 volt, two L298N motor drivers, a couple of terminal blocks, and two of these ESC modules. Just look at this diagram and everything's written out as far as the wire lengths. Again, it's the 18 gauge wire that we're using throughout this project. So here's the board, and for now we're just connecting the wires to all the components. On the L298N we have the upper motor wire, which is 7 inches, the lower motor wire, which is 5 inches, same on both sides. Then we have the 12 volt wire going to the input of the L298N, that's about 4 inches, same on both sides. The buck converter, its 12 volt input wire is about 3.5 inches. The output of the buck converter has its 5 volt wire going to these two terminal blocks. ESC modules has its two servo control wires, which will be in another video. Then it's connected to these 5 volt terminal blocks. The last set of wires from the ESC are the motor wires, and that's going to the L298's input. We have the positive wire going to 1 and 3 on the L298N, and the negative wire going to wires 2 and 4, and that's the same on both sides. And we use these Y adapters that we made, which has a male end on one side and two female ends on the other side, tied together, soldered, and heat shrinkable tubing is used to protect it. Everything is mounted with these M3 screws. They're about a 1/2 inch long. The only thing that's different is we use these standoffs for the buck converter. As far as placement goes, the only thing that's critical is the edges of the L298N motor drivers. Those two screws on each side have to be centered with the main mounting screws, so these two will fit into the T slots, and same on this side. Those are going to be centered with the main mounting screws so they fit inside the T slot so it doesn't cause any interference. As far as mounting the ESC modules, we use tie wraps. Just drill 2 holes on each side and tie wrap it together. Next, mount it to the two T-rails using M5 x 8mm screws, and we're going to leave a little bit of a gap, probably about a 1/2 inch. That's to put wires through later on. And that's the end of this video. We've got the motors connected to the motor drivers, the 12 volts going to the motor drivers, and the buck converter going to the 12 volt block.